Hello and welcome. Salam Malaysia Madani. You're watching Malaysia Tonight with me, Muhammad Amin Carlos. In our headlines this evening, while support cooperation from all state governments, vital to strengthen unity government. While grand Wesak Day celebration despite COVID-19 fears. Well, Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi said cooperation between the federal and the state governments, regardless of their political ideology, must prevail and must be strengthened for the sake of the people at large. Well, Datuk Seri Ahmad Zahid said the current unity government has a bigger agenda in moving forward and to develop the country. Therefore, difference in political ideology need to be swept aside, as disunity will lead to instability like what had happened in the past.
Ini adalah hasrat bagi kita maju ke hadapan, bagi untuk membentuk sebuah negara yang stabil dari segi politiknya, pertumbuhan ekonominya semakin rancak, dan kita mahu pelaburan daripada luar dan pelaburan dari dalam FDI and DDI to be coming in, and the economic growth has to be given top priority. Yang penting adalah kesejahteraan rakyat, bukan lagi masalah politik.
Well, he said this after attending the UMNO Sabah Liaison Committee Hari Raya Aidilfitri celebration in Kota Kinabalu today. UMNO Sabah Liaison Committee Chairman Datuk Seri Bong Mokhtar Radin was also present. Datuk Seri Ahmad Zahid, who is also UMNO President, said the current unity government, which is stable with 148 members of parliament providing support, must be strengthened by ending various political polemics and by not raising new issues that can derail such efforts. Well, Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim wished the Buddhists in the country a happy Wesak Day. In a post on his Facebook today, Datuk Seri Anwar said Wesak Day is a big day for the Buddhists to commemorate three important events in the life of Gautama Buddha, namely his birth, enlightenment and death. Well, commenting further on the matter, the Premier said Buddhists believe that to achieve the highest level of happiness, or nirvana, is to fight and eliminate greed, hatred and evil. Well, he said this is a very universal philosophy that can be emulated to cultivate love, human dignity, the principle of coexistence, respect and living in peace and harmony. Datuk Seri Anwar further noted that the various festivals and cultures in the country should provide enlightenment to Malaysians to continue to bring the message of love and peace as well as understanding as a way to avoid the destruction and extinction of the pluralist way of life in the country. Well, elsewhere, the young Dipertuan Agong Al-Sultan Abdullah Riaizuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah and Raja Permaisuri Agong Tunku Aziza Aminah Maimuna Iskandaria also took the opportunity to wish all Buddhists in the country a happy Wesak Day. Now, a poster of the greetings by their majesties was uploaded on Istana Negara's Facebook. Their majesties said, "May this festival bring peace, happiness and prosperity to all Buddhists." Wesak Day is celebrated by Buddhists to commemorate the birth, enlightenment and death of Gautama Buddha. Well, Wesak Day was observed on a grand scale among Buddhists in the country today, albeit with some masking up and staying vigilant to the lingering spectre of COVID-19 after 2 years of muted celebration. Well, a check by RTM found that Buddhists and their families started visiting temples early in the morning to perform religious ceremonies to commemorate the birth, enlightenment and death of Siddhartha Gautama Buddha, the founder of the religion. Now, scenes were abundant at the Thai Buddhist Chitawan Temple in Petaling Jaya, which saw devotees arrive as early as 8 a.m. Now, most of the faithful were seen attending prayer ceremony, while the temple took the initiative in staying vigilant in light of the pandemic. Now, this year's Wesak Day atmosphere was more vibrant and livelier than last year following the under-control COVID-19 situation. Now, in Negeri Sembilan, Malaysian Buddhist Association State Committee member Jonathan Lau said 3,000 devotees participated in the procession held yesterday, while tonight's parade will involve 5 decorated vehicles, including horse-drawn carriages and rickshaws.
Hujan lebat kan, tapi juga banyak orang yang join kita untuk itu perarakan. Jadi sungguh meriah lah kerana sudah 3 tahun kita tidak menjalankan ini perarakan.
Well, he said that since this morning, over 300 devotees went to the Yin Kokchi temple in Seremban starting at 8 a.m. to perform religious ceremonies, including offerings with bouquets of flowers and bathing the Buddha statue in the temple as a symbol of self-purification. Set festival season flight ticket prices for Sabah, Sarawak based on CSR. Well, a total of 50 million ringgit has been allocated for the upgrade and repair of educational Mara institutions, or IPMA, this year. Deputy Prime Minister Dato' Sri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi said that of the total, 25 million ringgit will be provided for Mara Junior Science College, or MRSM, Mara Skills Institute, IKM, and Mara Higher Skills College, KKTM, with 17 million ringgit, while Mara College, or KM, and Mara Professional College, or KPM, will receive an allocation of 8 million ringgit. The Rural and Regional Development, or KKDW Minister, also said 2.347 million ringgit has been allocated for Sabah IPMA and MRSM Kota Kinabalu, now renamed MRSM Tan Sri Musa Aman, to receive 250,000 ringgit.
Di KKDW adalah untuk menentukan bahawa kaedah low cost, high impact menjadi keutamaan kepada semua perbelanjaan bangunan atau perbelanjaan operasi yang diperuntukkan.
The Deputy Premier said with the allocation, KKDW is expected to ensure that all the upgrading and repair works are implemented this year, in addition to seeing that all its agencies are working effectively. He also announced an allocation of 500,000 ringgit for MRSM Ex-Students Association, known as Ansara, which has over 200,000 members. Well, he said some 80% of the 225,000 MRSM graduates are in the high-income group, thus proving the effectiveness of the teaching and learning implemented in MRSM education system. Well, airlines should set the price of festive season flight tickets for Sabah and Sarawak based on corporate social responsibility, or CSR, and not just on demand and supply. Now, Deputy Prime Minister Dato' Sri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi said the issue of expensive flight ticket prices had been discussed at the cabinet level, and various efforts had been made by Prime Minister Dato' Sri Anwar Ibrahim and the federal government to address the problem.
Menteri Pengangkutan telah berbincang dengan syarikat-syarikat penerbangan, ya, supaya tidak menggunakan asas terhadap airfare ini mengikut supply and demand, tetapi mesti ada unsur CSR kepadanya, dan kita harap di perayaan-perayaan mendatang perkara ini dapat diatasi dengan segera, dan kami di peringkat pusat amat prihatin terhadap permasalahan yang dihadapi, terutamanya dari segi kos penerbangan udara untuk rakyat Sabah dan Sarawak yang bekerja di Semenanjung untuk merayakan perayaan di kampung halaman masing-masing. Kita akan lihat di hari Gawai nanti dan hari keamatan, ya, supaya masalah ini tidak timbul lagi. Dan
he said this at a press conference after attending a get-together at MRSM Kota Kinabalu. Dato' Sri Ahmad Zahid said apart from that, establishing a boutique airline connecting the peninsula, Sabah and Sarawak is also one of the measures which can ensure that the price of flight tickets is competitive. Asked about Sabah Deputy Chief Minister 1, Dato' Sri Dr. Jeffrey Kittingan's proposal regarding the creation of the Borneo Civil Aviation Authority to regulate the aviation industry in Sabah and Sarawak, he said that he hoped that the matter would be brought to the cabinet for discussion. Indonesia Asia will commence a new route connecting Jakarta and Kuching starting 15th June as part of its efforts to boost tourism in the ASEAN region. Well, in a statement today, Asia said promotional fares from as low as 199 ringgit for a one-way flight are now available from its AirAsia app and website for this thrice weekly flight, taking place every Tuesday, Thursdays and Saturdays. Now, the promo would run from today until 14 May for trips to be performed between 15 June and 29 October. The statement also said that Jakarta is the second city in ASEAN to be connected with Sarawak by AirAsia. Currently, AirAsia Malaysia flies between Singapore and 3 Sarawak cities, namely Kuching, Miri and Sibu, making it the airline with the widest network between Singapore and Sarawak. According to a flight schedule included in the statement, the Jakarta-Kuching flight would depart at 7:30 a.m. Western Indonesian time and arrive at Kuching at 10:40 a.m. Malaysian time, while the return flight would depart at 11:10 a.m. Malaysian time and arrive at Jakarta at 12:20 p.m. Western Indonesian time. AirAsia is also conducting domestic service within Sarawak, Sabah and Peninsula Malaysia. Well, a 73-year-old security guard was found dead under the rubble of a collapsed retaining wall at Wisma YPR, Jalan Syed Putra, in the federal capital early today. And Kuala Lumpur Fire and Rescue Department Senior Superintendent Muhammad Rizwan Razali said the guard, who was on duty at the guard post, was confirmed dead at the scene by health workers. Now, elaborating further on the incident, Senior Superintendent Muhammad Rizwan said the department was alerted of the incident through a distress call, which was received at 12:53 a.m. today, and a team was dispatched, arriving at the scene at 1:05 a.m. Now, speaking to the media at the scene, he also said that a total of 41 firemen from the Hang Tuah and Seputeh Fire and Rescue stations were deployed to the scene. Now, he said the victim was retrieved from the rubble at about 6:30 a.m. and taken to the Kuala Lumpur Hospital for post-mortem. And according to the Kuala Lumpur Fire and Rescue Department Senior Superintendent, prior to the incident, a concrete block had fallen near the guard post at about 8 p.m. yesterday. Meanwhile, Works Minister Datuk Sri Alexander Nantalinggi said the collapse of the retaining wall at Wisma YPR occurred at a privately owned premises under the purview of the Kuala Lumpur City Hall, which is DBKL. Now, Datuk Sri Alexander, through a Facebook posting today, said that the incident was under the provisions of the Street Drainage and Building Act 1974, Act 133, as well as several related bylaws. He also noted that his ministry is ready to offer any assistance under its capacity if requested. Well, according to him, the incident is believed to have occurred when the 6-meter-high retaining wall collapsed on a guard post, causing the security guard to be buried in the rubble. Well, it said a search and rescue, or SAR, team involving the Malaysian Fire and Rescue Department, JBPM, and its Special Tactical Operation and Rescue Team of Malaysia, known as STORM, police and the Malaysian Civil Defence Force, APM, located the victim's body, which was buried 3 meters deep. Now, the minister also extended his sympathy and sincere condolences to the security guard's family. Well, the Malaysian Fire and Rescue Department, or JBPM, has identified a total of 406 hotspots across the country via satellite, and its Director of Fire and Rescue Operations, Dato' Ahmad Irzam Osman, said the areas include Muka and Miri in Sarawak, Dungun and Kemaman in Terengganu, Kuantan in Pahang, Pasir Mas in Bachok in Kelantan, and the Kuala Langat Utara Forest Reserve. Now, as such, he said periodic monitoring, either through patrols or aerial surveys using helicopters or drones, was being carried out by the department in collaboration with the Forestry Department and the Department of Environment to ensure the situation remains under control. Now, the Fire and Rescue Operations Director noted that so far, a level 1 hot weather status has been detected in 2 areas, namely Padang Terap in Kedah and Jempol in Negeri Sembilan. He added that residents in the affected areas have been reminded to be alert because the maximum daily temperature has reached 35 to 37 degrees Celsius for 3 consecutive days. Meanwhile, Dato' Ahmad Irzam said a total of 4,106 cases of open burning were recorded until last March. He said said the department expects the number to increase further following the hot weather forecast until next August compared to 9,596 cases recorded last year. Well, the Pahang Health Department, JKNP, has confirmed that the boy who was flown in a helicopter from Pulau Tioman to Hospital Tengku Ampuan Afzan, or HTAA, was not suffering from heat stroke. Now, JKNP Director Dr. Nur Azmi Yunus said the 8-year-old boy was referred to the HTAA by the Tekik Health Clinic in Pulau Tioman at 11:45 p.m. on 3rd May after being diagnosed with meningitis. Now, Dr. Nur Azmi, through a statement, said that the authorities concerned then mobilized an evacuation flight using a Royal Malaysian Air Force or RMAF helicopter to take the child to the hospital immediately. Well, she said the patient sought treatment after experiencing fever, vomiting and fatigue for 2 days and is currently being treated at the HTAA Emergency Department following a CT scan and blood sampling that found the diagnosis was meningoencephalitis, which is an infection of the brain. The JKNP director noted that the patient, who is in stable condition, had been placed in the children's ward. Now, earlier, a media portal reported that the child was flown from Pulau Tioman to the Kuantan Air Base before being taken to HTAA as he was believed to be suffering from heat stroke. On another note, the Yang di-Pertuan Agong Al-Sultan Abdullah Ri'ayatuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah and Raja Permaisuri Agong Tunku Aziza Amina Maimuna Skandaria wished firefighters in the country a happy International Firefighters Day. Now, their greetings by their majesties were uploaded on Istana Negara's Facebook account today. International Firefighters Day is celebrated on 4th May every year, and this year the theme for the celebration in Malaysia is Bomba Tonggak Penyelamat Negara. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Sri Fadillah Yusof also took the opportunity to wish all Malaysian Fire and Rescue Department or JBPM personnel a happy International Firefighters Day. He said that the department's personnel are true national heroes who are willing to sacrifice their lives in carrying out missions and trusts for the sake of the people and the beloved country. The local government development minister Nga Ko Ming, in a tweet, also wished all firefighters a happy International Firefighters Day 2023. Meanwhile, JBPM Director General Dr. Abdul Wahab Mat Yasin expressed his appreciation for the sacrifices of all firefighters who are also known as Wira Merah. Well, still ahead, Serbia reels off the deadly school shooting.
Kecemasan, boleh saya bantu?
Hello, there's been a motorcycle accident here. Maybe an elephant ran it over.
Sir, there is fire accident at the address number 5 Jalan Tembikar Shah Alam.
PGO from FRT Shah Alam, there was no fire accident here. Over.
MERS 999. Use it wisely.
Well, Yang di-Pertuan Agong Al-Sultan Abdullah Ri'ayatuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah and Raja Permaisuri Agong Tunku Aziza Amina Maimuna Skandaria arrived in London on Wednesday for a special visit until 14th May. Now, according to a post on Istana Negara's Facebook account, the special aircraft carrying their majesties and the delegation touched down at Luton Airport, London on Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. local time, which is 4:30 a.m. Malaysian time. Now, upon arrival, their majesties were greeted by Buckingham Palace's representative, Deputy Lord Lieutenant Elizabeth Slack, Foreign Secretary's Special Representative David Gordon MacLeod, and Malaysian High Commissioner to the United Kingdom, Dato' Zakri Jaafar, and his wife, Datin Nur Aini Abdul Rahman. Their Majesty's special visit to London was at the invitation of King Charles III to attend the coronation ceremony at Westminster Abbey on 6 May. Al-Sultan Abdullah and Tunku Aziza are also scheduled to attend a reception hosted by King Charles III at Buckingham Palace on Friday. The last time their Majesties were at Buckingham Palace was on 12 October last year for an audience with King Charles III. The audience was in conjunction with their Majesty's special visit to London from 10th to 16 October 2022. Well, Serbia was in mourning on Thursday, a day after a 13-year-old suspect shot dead 8 fellow students and a security guard after allegedly drawing up a kill list. Now, the tragedy has left the Balkan nation reeling with grief. Now, schools on Thursday across Serbia held a moment of silence while a leading mental health institute in Belgrade opened a crisis hotline to provide psychological support to students, teachers and the families affected by the shooting. The Vladislav Ribnikar Elementary School in downtown Belgrade's Vrakar district remained sealed off on Thursday, with police guarding the entrance to the building. Health officials said 2 of the 7 injured were in critical condition after undergoing a string of operations. Serbia will observe 3 days of mourning starting Friday. The suspected shooter, a student at Vladislav Ribnikar, would be held in custody in a psychiatric ward after prosecutors said he would not stand trial as he was a minor. Authorities said he was armed with 2 pistols, one in his backpack and one that he used. Well, police have arrested a man, suspected of shooting 5 people, one of whom died at an Atlanta hospital on Wednesday, according to authorities in the southern U.S. city. Now, 1 person was killed and 4 were injured when Dayon Patterson allegedly opened fire in a hospital waiting room just after midday. Now, Patterson then allegedly stole a truck that had been left running at a nearby gas station and fled. Well, a manhunt went into the night before Patterson was apprehended outside the city in neighboring Cobb County, and Patterson was detained without incident, according to Cobb County Police Chief Stuart Van Hooser. Police said the victims, all women, were aged between 25 and 71. Now, 3 other women were in intensive care and a 4th victim was in stable condition. Police Chief Darren Sherbaum said local authorities receive assistance in the search for Patterson from multiple agencies, including the FBI and the Secret Service. Now, the shooting sent several schools near the hospital into temporary lockdown. Now, the White House said President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris had been briefed on the shooting. Ella Varason's inspired substitution. Stay with us. Well, an inspired second-half substitution by coach Ella Varason paved the way for Malaysia to overcome a nervy start before scoring a comfortable 5-1 win over gutsy Laos in their opening Group B men's football match of the 2023 SEA Games at the Prince Stadium in Phnom Penh on Wednesday night. Now, the national under-22 team got off to a dream start when Lao goalkeeper Salasak Tilavong failed to hold on to a powerful drive as defender Muhammad Ubaidullah Samsul Fazili slammed home a rebound in the 4th minute. Now, there was no stopping Lao from drawing level as Muhammad Ubaidullah went from hero to 0 after scoring an own goal when he tried to keep out Pitavan Somsainid's cross in the 21st minute. While Malaysia were back in the driver's seat when Lao defender Anantaza Sifhongpan scored an own goal when he diverted a cross from Muhammad Safwan Mazlan into his own net in the 28th minute. While 3 midfielders brought in the second half proved to be a masterstroke as Malaysia then extended their lead to a 3-1 when Muhammad Shahir slotted home a cross in the 75th minute. Malaysia had to wait until injury time to make it 5-1 through Muhammad Najmuddin and another own goal by Putovong Sangvilay. Now, Malaysia will take on Thailand in their second group match at the same venue on Saturday. In an immediate reaction, national under-22 or U-22 squad head coach Ella Varason said Malaysia cannot breathe a sigh of relief yet, despite recording a stylish victory after thrashing Laos 5-1 in the Group B match of the 2023 SEA Games at the Prince Stadium last night. Well, he said this was because the big win cannot serve as a backup when his men play against Thailand, which is among the favourites in the second match. And according to him, who is also the assistant head coach of the national senior squad, the 5-1 result also seems to have no meaning if his team fails to bring home a point against the squad coach by Isara Spitaro this Saturday.
And being in this group, either you make it, either you break. Like, due respect to Thailand and Vietnam, of course, we have to face them and we see how the outcome of the game. Then only know what is the actual strength of us, because it is very new team. We just assemble and we're just putting them into performance. So it is tough for them, but you can see players all getting cramps and all that, because very short time for us because the league just finished. That's why we were late in coming in. So all that, we hope that they will do a good performance. And of course, it's not going to be easy with Thailand and Vietnam. It's going to be very tough. But before we meet these two teams, we're very focused on this game, because we need to win to be motivated for the next game.
Well, Malaysia and Thailand, who have just played one game, each took 3 points in second and third place in Group B, while Singapore and Laos are at the bottom after failing to collect points in their first 2 games. Vietnam leads the group with 6 points after recording 2 consecutive wins. The Malaysian contingent will be in batik attire at the official opening ceremony of the 2023 SEA Games in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, scheduled at the Morodok Techno National Stadium tomorrow. Now, chef de mission to the 2023 SEA Games, Dato' Muhammad Nasir Ali, said the batik clothing will have the colours of Jalur Gemilang. Well, he said the batik clothing was specially designed to ensure they looked elegant and comfortable for the athletes and officials to wear during the current hot weather.
Kita telah kaji beberapa aspek, umpamanya dari segi cuaca panas dan juga dari segi apakah ciri-ciri yang kita nak pertunjukkan dari segi kebudayaan. Jadi akhirnya kita telah membuat keputusan untuk pakai batik, batik tangan panjang. Walaupun bila tengok cuaca macam kita patut buat tangan pendek, tapi tak buat tangan panjang nampak lagi selesa. Dan ia akan bertemakan warna bendera kita dan juga ada ciri-ciri batik Malaysia. Bukan batik negara lain, batik Malaysia. Jadi saya rasa yang pentingnya selesa, nampak elegan dan nampak ceria.
Well, met on Wednesday, he said national karate champion R. Sharmendran has been entrusted to carry the Jalur Gemilang at the official opening ceremony. Well, a total of 677 national athletes are participating in the biennial games, targeting to bring home 40 gold, 37 silver and 64 bronze medals. Now, the 32nd edition of the SEA Games is scheduled to end on 17 May. Manchester City's Erling Haaland continued his incredible debut campaign in England as he broke the record for most goals in a single Premier League season on Wednesday when he struck his side second against West Ham United. Now, the Norwegian goal machine's chipped finish from a Jack Grealish pass in the 70th minute took him to 35, past the record he had shared with Alan Shearer and Andy Cole. Now, the City player formed a guard of honour after the game at the Etihad Stadium, enthusiastically patting Haaland on the head as he ran through in celebration. Well, both Shearer and Cole set their tallies in 42nd game seasons, or 42, would say. Now, Haaland, who is only 22 and in his debut Premier League season, has 5 more games to extend the record. He also rewritten a handful of Champions League records, having taken just 27 matches to reach 35 goals in Europe's Premier Club competition. He was the youngest to reach 30 goals, beating French forward Kylian Mbappe by 116 days, while he became only the 3rd player in history to score 5 goals in a Champions League game in City's 7-0 rout of RB Leipzig in their last 16 game on March 14th. Now, last week, he became the first player in England's top flight to score 50 goals in all competitions in a season since Top Waring did so for Aston Villa in 1931. Well, that's it from us this evening. In our top story, support cooperation from all state governments vital to strengthen unity government. Well, join us for updates at noon at 12:30 tomorrow. I'm Mohammed Amin Carlos. Thanks for watching.
I'm Asha Sinclair and this is Stand Up.